I just had the best day at Disney World, very little planning, and I can't wait to tell you about it. And stay tuned to the end because I have some tricks for you for your EPCOT day. You know, doing a little Monday morning quarterbacking and thinking through what would I have done different. I think you're going to love these. Hey, I'm Laura with the Disney Slowdown. I am going to help you plan your magical vacation with your special needs kids. Slow down, savor the moments, avoid the meltdowns, stay on budget, and have a good time. I don't know why I always forget that stay on budget one, but I do. I'm telling you what, I had the absolute best day, and we really didn't have any goals, and we just kind of went with it with whatever happened, and it was fabulous. Now, I've had 2 days. One was really terrible, and that was in February. And then this day that really had the potential to be terrible in July, but ended up being fabulous. Even though we had bumps and left turns all over the place, I think part of it was expectations. Our expectations were really high in February, and we didn't have any expectations in July because we're like, okay, the parks may be more crowded and it's going to be hot, and we really just want to accomplish these couple of things. Where in February, I think we were trying to do too much, and then when things went wrong, it wasn't pretty. So I want to help you avoid those same mistakes because we are annual pass holders, so we can come down and try it again. But, you know, when we were living in Illinois, it was like, okay, take your one shot. That's all you get, right? And if you don't get it done, you don't get it done. Who knows when we'll be back? And I know there's so much information out there about the Disney parks that you can get that overwhelmed feeling thinking you have to plan every single moment and you have to have it all written out in stone, and you've got to do everything because all the vloggers are telling you have to do everything, and that's just not true. You can have a great time in Disney and barely scratch the surface. And honestly, you can watch all the videos that you want, but in a 1-week trip, you are not going to be able to do everything that Disney has to offer. So just take things that are really important to you, focus on those, and count everything else as a bonus. That's my advice to you. But let me talk about my day. We are just bebopping around Magic Kingdom. Well, no, we're not even Magic Kingdom. We're bebopping around Walt Disney World today. We tried to start at Magic Kingdom.
Okay, Walt Disney World is all 4 parks. We're at EPCOT.
We went to EPCOT. We had to pivot because, my reservation didn't take. So we did not get into Tiana's Bayou this morning. We're going to have to go over there at 1 o'clock. So we changed. We're going to hit EPCOT first. Rope dropped the bathrooms. 5 out of 5 stars. No line. It was great. And I think we could actually scan in now. So let's go. As an annual pass holder, we have to have a reservation for the park still. I don't think anybody else does, like the school groups do, but you're not really in control of that if you're part of a school group, more than likely. But annual pass holders still have to have a park reservation. The problem with that is I thought I made a park reservation for Magic Kingdom because we wanted to ride Tiana's, and apparently I didn't, or it didn't save, or it didn't go through or something. So we're driving down. We're trying to get into the virtual queue, and we're not eligible. So I'm like, okay, well, you better check the park reservation. And by the time we made the park reservation for Magic and got back to the virtual queue, it was already gone. Full, done, try again at 1. So we're like, okay. Well, then, how about if we just change our plans up, and we're not going to be able to get to ride Guardians because I was with my 16-year-old daughter, and we both decided we really wanted to go ahead and ride Tiana's Bayou because we hadn't been on it yet. We didn't make it down for the AP previews. We decided to forego Guardians sad moment. But I had her change our park reservation to EPCOT from Magic that we just made so that we could start in EPCOT. Now, a little bit about, again, the comparison from that day in February to the day in July. First of all, in February, there were way more people in the parks. And the reason for that is you have the dance competitions and the cheer competitions and the baseball teams, and I don't even know who else was there, but you had a ton of high school students. February was jam-packed. When we didn't get into the Guardians queue and I tried to change our reservation to Animal Kingdom, I couldn't. We were like, everything was full. So that was our first indication in February that this was not going to be a good day to come down to the parks, obviously. But in July, we had no problem switching from Magic to EPCOT. Let me show you. Pulling up my My Disney Experience app, you can see right here in EPCOT, right where those purple flowers are, they pretty much scanned us in and then let us hang out there until 9 a.m. Now, we decided to go ahead and try for Remy's. So you have to go under the golf ball and over to the right and take one of those mini paths. I think we went straight up the middle, and then when we hit the water, we went right and walked around. You have to go all the way across, and then you have to go past Canada, and you have to go through the UK pavilion, and then you have to cross the bridge and go into France, and you have to go all the way back. So you just kind of keep going around by the water's edge to go all the way back there, and then there's a little building there where the bathrooms are and the creperie, and then you have to go all the way into the center of that building, and that is where Remy's is at. By the time we'd actually gotten back there, I thought we were in line for the creperie because we were back there in the middle of that building, but then the line continued and went on into the Remy's building. It was immediately a 65-minute wait, and we weren't going to do it. We decided to pull up the Play Disney Park app and go check out the DuckTales Adventures in the UK Pavilion instead of waiting 65 minutes for Remy's. Now, it wouldn't have been terrible if that would have been our first time there or the only time that we would have been to Remy's. I probably would have stuck it out. But again, we could come back anytime. It doesn't matter. We decided to go do something else for that first hour. I think the Play Disney Parks app is definitely worth downloading at least for your trip, because you can entertain yourself while you're walking through the parks or while you're waiting in the lines. Now at EPCOT, they have the DuckTales Adventure, so each of the pavilions in the World Showcase will have a different adventure. So you pull it up, you play the adventure for the pavilion that you're in. We went to the UK, and I think there were 4 different adventures that we did, and you had to go to different shops and different things happen. And so you're watching this cartoon basically, and then it tells you where to go. We had fun. We got an interaction with a cast member at one of them. Let me see if I have those videos. Pardon me. Hi. Evil is my cup of tea. Thank you very much. So we had to walk into the tea dispensary, what's this called? Anyway, and go to a clerk and say, "Evil is my cup of tea." And I got a tea bag. Throw it in the harbor! Where is it going? Tournament plaque. Find the sportsman plaque inside the shop. Wait. He's gonna throw another ball. Where is it? I don't have my glasses on. Oh, I bet it's back here. There's a lot of glass. There's a lot of glass in here for random golf balls. Oh, is that it?
And then I realized that's what I'm looking for.
I thought it was bigger. Okay, go for it.
It looks bigger.
Go for it. I want to see what it does.
Look at the plaque. What is printed at the top?
Pro-Am champion. Oh, okay. It just turns around. Uh-oh. I feel like something else is going to happen. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Touch the... Oh, crap.
What'd
Do
you
it
do?
again. Do it again.
What'd you do?
I heart golf.
Ha ha. That's so punny.
Yeah, but I forgot the clues. I just saw pictures of
Okay,
it.
so.
Now get out of there before Cloud World shows up. Contact us again when you're outside. Go!
Oh, look. Oh, it's Santa Claus. Oh, it fills with water. Look at that. Well, that's fun. And that was all the fun we had in the UK pavilion. We decided to walk through Communicore Hall. You can see it's just a big open space. It's going to be great when the food festivals are back, and especially Food and Wine, and they do some demonstrations in there. I'm excited to see how they utilize that space, but it was air conditioned. You had a lot of seating. I think it's going to be great. We saw the Encanto stage, and I love seeing people with their pin books. They were just spread out sitting there. They will gladly trade with you and your kids. So it's really nice to find those other Disney guests. They just come around with their big books, and you can find them everywhere. I did a pin trading video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that here for you. It's just a lot of fun. It's something that we enjoy doing. And actually, after we left EPCOT, we went ahead and went to the monorail resorts. Just pin trading, seeing if there was anything on those pin boards that we just had to have or something we were looking for. I do enjoy taking pictures of the lobbies of the monorail resorts. They're the fancy ones. And then we just walked right over from the Contemporary into Magic. Got our little picture. By the time we got into Magic Kingdom, it was like 12:40, so we just wanted to focus on getting into the virtual queue. That was our only goal. And you'll see right before 1 o'clock, you'll see a lot of people out there on their phones. That's what we're doing. We're trying to get into the virtual queue. Virtual queues are free, so you can ride Tron, Tiana's Bayou currently, and Guardians of the Galaxy by getting into the virtual queue and not having to pay for it. You just have to sit there and try to get a boarding group. So the rest of our day was pretty much just kind of watching ride times. And I did keep an eye on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because it had been really low for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. But it got up to about 80 minutes. So we decided, no, we'll just skip it this time. We'll come back some other time. But we got to ride Pirates twice. We got to ride Haunted Mansion. We got to ride Jungle Cruise, which was really good because that was down about 30 minutes. So we jumped in the queue for that. And then we did a couple more of my treasure map adventures. If you did not see my solo trip, I will link that here. We had to grab the pineapple upside down cake because Samara had not tried it yet with the Dole Whip on top. And that definitely is a shareable dessert. I tried to eat it by myself on my solo trip. And I did it, but it was tough. It was tough to eat all that food by myself. And I also did a pirate adventure on my solo trip because I wanted to see what those were. So we did like 3 more. One while we were waiting for the queue and 2 others during the rain. It is Florida in the summer. You're going to get rained on more than likely. It's fine. You can bring a poncho, which I talk about in my Prepare for Your Park Day videos. Linking those there. Or you could just sit, undercover and wait it out. We happened to be over in Adventureland, so we kind of ducked in to where the Pirates ride was. And we're like, okay, well, Pirates is only showing a 20-minute wait, which is surprising. Everybody's just kind of waiting for the rain. So we went through Pirates again. Had a great time. We love that ride. It's fun, but it smells. I forgot how bad it smells in there. Authentic, I guess. It's just authentic. Pirates were stinky. We didn't know if we were going to get to ride Tiana's because when we got through the queue, we were almost to riding the ride and it was closed for thunderstorms. We were given a lightning lane to come back to Tiana's. We could use it, they said, until like 7:30 that night. And then if it was beyond 7:30, we could go and ride a different ride with that lightning lane. So your time in the line is not wasted. If you have a lightning lane or you're in the virtual queue, they will give you a return time. they will give that back to you. We've had that happen on Guardians as well. And if the ride doesn't come back up for whatever reason, then you can go ahead and use it on a different attraction. Speaking of my solo trip, have you considered coming to Disney by yourself or maybe with some friends? I would love to plan a mom's trip and just have everybody come in and, do some recon for your big family trip that you're planning. That way you can kind of get a feel, get a lay of the land, kind of have an idea of what you want to do. Come find me on Patreon. Let's have that conversation. We did finally get on to Tiana's, and then we just kind of walked around the shops and had a good time. We left before the fireworks started because we didn't really care. We wanted to get back home. And that was just a great day. I mean, we were in the app a little bit, looking at ride times. But other than that, we were just kind of entertaining ourselves and walking around. We did eat at Golden Oak Outpost. We ate the Tiana's hot honey chicken. Was good. It was interesting to have this olive salad type of thing on it. So it was very vinegary with that, but the chicken was good. And then, so the sweet potato fries, I definitely enjoyed those as well. The beignets, dude, they're donuts. It's like Long John's without the cream filling. It's a donut. They're really nothing exciting. But you did get 3 of them for $7. Meh. I mean, if you're talking about a snack credit, there's probably other things you might want to spend that snack credit on, or just your snack in general. It wasn't too terribly sweet. They did drizzle some honey on it, but I could hardly taste that. The powdered sugar was everywhere. We were covered. All in all, we had a really good day. And it definitely goes down to your expectations. Keep your expectations low. Put your to-do list and limit it to just those few things that you must do. Speaking of which, have you requested my Google Spreadsheet? I'm telling you, it's a great planning tool. I love a good spreadsheet. I'm not going to email you a ton. I really hate when people do that. I just want to give you a helpful tool so that you can keep your priorities straight, keep track of all the costs, because the different deals that come in, sometimes they're a deal and sometimes they're not a deal, So you want to keep track of all of that so you know when is the best time to pull the trigger, especially if you're going to be planning, okay, and in the next couple of years I'm going to be going. It's nice to keep track of all the different price changes. And I would say just don't wait for the most perfect moment, because there's never going to be a most perfect moment. But definitely grab that link in the description. Grab my Google Spreadsheet. I will send it over to you. Now, I did some Monday morning quarterbacking and thinking, okay, what would I do differently? So we live about 2.5, 3 hours away. We have never been there before the parks actually open. We've been there like right at 9 or like 9:15. But I was really surprised when we got there and were scanned in and it was still like 8:45. So what would I do differently if my goal was EPCOT and I wanted to ride Remy's, or EPCOT and I'm scanned into the front of the park? I have some videos for you. If you want to rope drop Remy's Ratatouille Adventure on your EPCOT day and you are driving to the parks, then I would recommend not driving to EPCOT, but actually driving to Hollywood Studios, and give yourself plenty of time. You take the Skyliner or the Friendship Boat, or you could walk it. It's about 15 minutes to walk. You get in there through the International Gateway and then look at the path. You just go up a little hill and you go across the bridge, and then you're heading into France, and you are going to be in front of all the people who walked from the front of the park. And when we got there, it was 65-minute wait. So it does add up quickly. Now, if you're rope dropping EPCOT and you're in the front of the park, your best bet really is probably to just go ahead and rope drop Frozen in the Norway Pavilion. There's a couple of paths that you can take. One might be a little shorter, but the pathways are narrow. So if there's a lot of people going that direction because they know the trick, then it might not be faster, but I think it's probably worth to at least try it. After you get under the golf ball, you're going to walk right by that Starbucks location and you're going to head toward the Creation Shop. There is a breezeway in the middle of that building. Go there. That's going to be your quickest path. You are going to take that path right through Refreshment Port, which is like an outdoor frozen Coke stand, and take the bridge over to the Odyssey building. The Odyssey building is really only used during festivals, so it could be pretty dead if you're there and there's not a festival. You could walk through the building. There are some nice restrooms in there and outside, but walk out the door, take the path, and head down to the World Showcase. You're going to hit Mexico first, and then you'll be right there at Norway. Tip number 2 for your EPCOT day. Let's say that characters are your top priority. I would then, wherever you start, head to France right away. Let me show you why. World Showcase entertainment and food booths may not be open until 11, but these princesses are out. 9:30. You can hit 3 princesses in that first hour, and nobody is going to be in the World Showcase. I would hit Aurora. While everybody's running to Remy, just go for Aurora, then hop over and get Belle, and then go ahead and get Jasmine in Morocco. Then you'd have to make the decision. Do you want to go over and try to get Mulan, Anna, and Elsa, or do you go back to the International Gateway and get Daisy, and then you get the ones in the UK? I've seen Alice, Winnie the Pooh, other characters over there. It's really nice to walk through World Showcase when nothing is open, so nobody else is back there. Makes for a nice shortcut. And then come back when things are happening and entertainment's going on and you can get some lunch. But if you want low crowds in the morning and get your princesses, I would do it first thing. I feel like heading to France first is still in your best interest because Anna and Elsa are always going to be there. They're inside a building, and because they are next to a ride, people are going there one right after the other, or they're going to do both. Where when I went to Remy's, everybody was running right by Princess Aurora. She's standing outside in a pavilion, and there were maybe 3 or 4 kids in line, and that was it. I hope this video was helpful for you, at the very least just helping you see that it is okay to be low-key and mostly unplanned. You're going to have a great time. There's lots of things to do. There's lots of things to see. I hope you grab my Google Spreadsheet. Have you subscribed yet? I would really appreciate it if you did that. Hit that like button, the notification bell, all the things. And we'll see you on my next video.